El mundo quiere dinero.
Yeah, I know.
Money work. Se arregla con dinero.
SE Project branding logo, that's on here.
Money work. Si me quiero educar, dormir en algún lugar.
Really cool. And we're also gonna change the kickstand knob, guys. Alright, let's take a quick look at the mic.
Hopefully I'm all good, guys. I rolled over something.
Solo un par de gente se lleva el botín entero. Money, pasa verdadero. Si tienes lo verde siempre llegará primero. Pero yo Lunes. Money work. El mundo quiere dinero.
Yeah, I know.
Money work. Se arregla con dinero.
SE Project branding logo, that's on here.
Money work. Si me quiero educar, dormir en algún lugar.
Really cool. And we're also gonna change the kickstand knob, guys. Alright, let's take a quick look at the mic.
Hopefully I'm all good, guys. I rolled over something.
Solo un par de gente se lleva el botín entero. Money, pasa verdadero. Si tienes lo verde siempre llegará primero. Pero yo Lunes. Money work. El mundo quiere dinero.
Yeah, I know.
Money work. Se arregla con dinero.
SE Project branding logo, that's on here.
Money work. Si me quiero educar, dormir en algún lugar.
Really cool. And we're also gonna change the kickstand knob, guys. Alright, let's take a quick look at the mic.
Hopefully I'm all good, guys. I rolled over something.
Solo un par de gente se lleva el botín entero. Money, pasa verdadero. Si tienes lo verde siempre llegará primero. Pero yo Lunes. Money work. El mundo quiere dinero.
Yeah, I know.
Money work. Se arregla con dinero.
SE Project branding logo, that's on here.
Money work. Si me quiero educar, dormir en algún lugar.
Really cool. And we're also gonna change the kickstand knob, guys. Alright, let's take a quick look at the mic.
Hopefully I'm all good, guys. I rolled over something.
Solo un par de gente se lleva el botín entero. Money, pasa verdadero. Si tienes lo verde siempre llegará primero. Pero yo Lunes. Money
We're
work.
just letting it run one more time and then we'll get to it.
El mundo quiere dinero.
Yeah, I know.
Money work. Se arregla con
Hit that
dinero.
thumbs up, guys, if you tuned in. You know the deal.
SE Project
Doesn't cost
branding,
anything, but it helps the
Money
channel,
work.
helps with the
Si me
algorithm,
quiero educar,
helps the show keep flowing. So hit
dormir
the
en
thumbs up
algún
for sure.
lugar.
Really cool. And we're also gonna change the
lugar para
kickstand
trabajar.
knob, guys. Alright, let's take a
No hay
quick look at the mic.
money.
Hopefully I'm all good, guys. I rolled over something.
Solo un par de gente se lleva el botín entero. Money, pasa verdadero. Si tienes lo verde siempre llegará primero. Pero yo Lunes. Money work. El mundo quiere dinero.
Yeah, I know.
Money work.
What's good, everybody? Welcome to another Freestyle Sunday live stream / podcast. You guys know the deal. Every Sunday we tune in at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Show some love to the motorcycle community. Have conversation with people that either in the industry, journalism, or whether you're just a writer that just want to share their story. So this is an open platform where we all have great dialogues and talk and show love and appreciation to pretty much everyone that show loves, man. Why not? But you guys know the deal. The very first thing we always do, and we usually do it, and we do it well, guys, we always show love and support to the team at Motivation USA. That is our sponsor All right, where we show love and support is by hitting that link in the description. This is one of the latest video that we dropped this morning. This morning, actually, if you're tuned in right now, after the stream, definitely you want to go hit up that video, drop some love, thumbs up, and drop a comment. We installed some Ilmberger carbon fiber on the Ducati Street Fighter V4S. It's one of those mods that I think is really dope for anybody with a Ducati that's like a V4, V4S, or a regular V4. Because a few things that Ducati don't talk about, I've mentioned it before, where the single-sided swing arm can get scuffed by your boots, whether you've been down or not. What tends to happen, it's going to blow this up a little bit. Might as well, why not, right? We're already talking about it here. Basically, your boots can scratch the single-sided swing arm. I've seen in some cases people end up polishing it, making it like a polished look because they've scuffed it enough, or get it rocks, dings, and chips and stuff like that. So this is what we installed this time around in the Street Fighter. Super easy installation, and Ilmberger Carbon Fiber is a brand that does OEM carbon for these premium motorcycles. So as I always mention, if you want to show love and support to what we do here, links are in the description. You hit it and you shop with them, and that helps us out. Know what I mean? But man, we have a really special guest today, and I'm very excited to actually have him on. Of course, you guys know him. He's a household name in the motovlogging community. He's been in the game for a very long time and stepped out and stepped back in, and he's currently making a cold start again back on YouTube. And to be honest, the first time I had the Fobra on, it was at the infancy of the Freestyle Sunday live stream. There was a lot of learning going on. I don't know how great the sound was, so I thought this would be a great opportunity to kind of have him on and have a nice conversation and rehash things a little bit. So what a perfect opportunity with him starting YouTube all over again and everything else. But we're going to do another thing that we love doing on the stream, guys, is say what's up to all the early people that's here. By the way, if you tuned in, hit that thumbs up. Don't have me asking and begging for you to hit the thumbs up. That's kind of ridiculous. You guys know the deal. I'm here. Could be with the family chilling. I'm here with you. Not asking for much. Just a little bit of support. That's always great. If there's 10 of you, 12 of you, thumbs up should be at maximum. Let's get it. All right. We're going to populate some comments here. Just say hello to everyone that's here early. Of course, the Fobra. He's going to be part of the show tonight. Queens NYC. Not a usual suspect, but it's great to see him on here. And, of course, we have Governor D. Nice. Yo, Mike, you be killing me with the KLX crash stories. Yeah, man. Well, I got a boot on, by the way, for you guys that don't know, that you can't see. Just to keep my feet nice and steady. I've been off my feet a little bit just to make sure that I recover my my ankle that I sprained doing wheelie practice. But everything's doing much better. But I am in a boot just to kind of keep it nice and steady. And we got that guy, Kels, is in the building. Always great to have him on. A sensational dude on TikTok, actually doing extremely well. He will be on, I think, in the following week or two. So that's going to be kind of cool to really get his take and learn a lot from him about the whole world of TikTok. So that's very, very exciting overall. Jock in the Box is in the building. My guy, Mike. Let's get ready for another great stream. 100% fire. Go ahead and hit that like button now. Let's get it. Tool Twansy, usual suspect. What's good, everyone? Salute. Let's see what else we got, guys. Again, this is great, man. I love doing this with you guys on a Sunday night. You know, it does take the time, so it's always cool just to be here. We have futuristic Vipers in the building. Always good to see you. And there will be more and more people that show up on the usual basis. But for now, let's introduce the Fobra boys. We have a lot to cover tonight, a lot to talk about, a lot to ask him about. So we might as well have him unmute his mic here, and let's pull him up. Let's see. Good old computers here, you know what I mean? I got so many tabs open, it is bananas. Hold on, give me a second. I'm just controlling all of this stuff here, guys. Let's see. Oh, I have a great idea. Anyway, what's new with you guys? By the way, if you have any comments and question in between all of this stuff, this is the time you might want to kind of drop that in. And we will be answering these questions and comments throughout the stream. So there we go. Very sensitive button here. There we go. There we go. What's up, Adam? Welcome to the stream, man.
Hey. Is my video up?
Yeah, man, you live.
That's
live.
awesome, man. I'm telling you, man. It's always good to be, talking to you, Mike. I really like what you've been doing. I've been tuning in the past couple of Sundays, way before. Like I said, I kind of stepped away, but I just love the vibe that you got here. I really like it. So, what's up? What's up, Queens NYC? I love that guy. It's just a lot of good people in the chat.
Yeah, man.
So,
more people tend to come as we go through the night.
Yeah.
By the way, guys, if you're tuned in, definitely hit that thumbs up. By the way, Adam, I want to say congrats, man. He's been doing some amazing work on his garage, cleaning it up, and really styling it, man. It looks really, really good, man. He currently has 2 Mustangs in there. All right, flexing on all you broke boys out here.
2 garage queens.
Oh, man.
But it's all good, It's should be the worst thing in life. Like I was telling Mike, I don't know. I'm looking out here. And I'm doing a lot of looking on Facebook Marketplace, and I'm wondering if I can fit a bike in here. I don't know. I haven't had thoughts about that for a long time, and now it's watching all these bike vids. It makes you miss it. You know what I mean?
It's a tough thing to walk away from, really. It's.
I know.
I find myself, even though sometimes where I'm not riding a whole bunch or a whole lot, and then I know I have the bike that I can actually ride whenever I want to. I think having that taken away where it's like it's a no-go at all, it's a difficult thing to kind of deal with in comparison to just like not having the choice at all.
Yeah, I even when I wasn't riding, just to see it sitting right here and having a chance to start it up or lube the chain or wax it up, it was just, it was just nice to have it. So I don't know. Like I said, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm not going to say I'm going to pick up another bike. Eventually, I know I will. I just don't know if it's going to be in the near future, the far future, or whatever. So I'll just have to live through your videos. That's how I'll do it.
Are you gonna stick with Triumph, or you're gonna probably bounce elsewhere? It's a good opportunity.
You're gonna laugh, but I saw 2 monsters for sale on Facebook Marketplace today. And I was like, man, if I roll up to your house with that, no, I like this. My 2 bikes are still the MT-09 and the 765 triple. I love that bike. The Yamaha is a great bike. It always will be. When I rode, what's his name's bike? And holy
Miggs.
cow, I can't believe it. The white one. Miggs. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
Miggs. That was like a life-changing experience. That bike had so much power. But the Triumph is just so much more refined. That was the difference. It was like raw muscle versus refined power. So either way, you'd be all right.
I'm going to tell you. So I've been on both. While I was out in Texas, I had the MT-09 for a day, and I had the Triumph for a day. I'm going to tell you, hands down, they don't compare at all. They don't compare.
Really?
I think you get a lot of torque with MT-09 early on in the revs. You get that surge. It flattens out fairly quickly, and it was a tune one. It has exhaust on it, but I'm telling you that street triple, I'm telling you, if I rode that bike as is, I don't know if I would be on as much as a Ducati boat as I am now. That bike is super refined, a lot of power on it. The power band, the way it like gives off the power, and it has a unique sound. So yes. I don't think they're in the same category at all.
And I wouldn't go back to a 675 only because the new technology is there for the 765. But I'm going to tell you something. Mm-hmm. I had 3 CBR 600s. I had an RR, an F4i, and an F4. And moving to the Street Triple 675, I never once felt like it was down on power, except when Windy Dave would blow my doors off in his Daytona. But he was a freak of nature. But that's the only time I actually wish I had more power. But that bike never left me feeling like, even regular riding, it never felt like it needed any more torque. So I figure a 765 with a little bit more torque down low and a little bit more power up top should be perfect. And like you said, the sound of the triple is beautiful. That slight whistle. I mean, I was somewhere yesterday, and I heard a bike go by, and I knew it was a triple. I could hear it, and it's like torturous now. Like I said, I haven't thought about motorcycles for like 2.5 years, and now I feel like they're chasing me. So
it's a distinct sound, man. It's a distinct sound.
It is.
I don't even think that Triumph is making the speed triple of a thing now. I feel like they're slowly phasing away with the whole street, with speed, and focusing on street and refining it as much as possible. I don't know if you've seen the new lineup. They have this high-vis version that's like a Moto 2 style bike. I mean, they're incredible. Even the double headlight, which I'm not a huge fan of, but the new version of it, I feel like it's like sitting on a brow and then right below, which looks really good. That's the main focus. They did not highlight the whole speed triple as much, but street triple seems to be the place to be, at least for them. And I like that bike a lot, and I'll never forget that ride.
I think the street triple is probably more their bread and butter. I mean, it seems like they're marketing it as almost like an everyday Daytona, because they don't seem to be putting that much focus on the Daytona. But I did see a couple of their new models. Obviously, I haven't seen them up front. Now we have a Triumph right in Belmore. We have Long Island Triumph or whatever right next to the on Sunrise Highway in Belmore. There's a Harley Davidson dealership. Right next door is now Triumph from Nassau or something like that. So now we have a Triumph dealership that's a lot closer than Triumph of Brooklyn, Triumph of Westchester. Not that one's better than the other, but it's closer to be able to go there and take a look at all the new bikes. So I've been purposely staying away from there. I'm going to just tell you right now, I go down Sunrise Highway, look the other way. I don't want to be tempted, but I might have to it would be nice to see what they look like. Cause I do like the 765 when it came out. And then, like you said, when they reshaped the headlights, it just looks that much more aggressive, and I am a dual headlight fan. I know it looks so much like when they swap it to single, it looks cool, but it looks like a monster to me. No offense, of course.
You think so?
It does. It takes on that kind of cafe racer / I don't know. I think that's something distinct about the Triumphs. I don't know. But we'll see.
I don't know, man. I think it's good, man. So how is it, man, being back on YouTube? Walk us through that.
It was weird. And I said it in the video, and you were one of the people I talked to. I was like, listen, it's been 2.5 years. I either have to let this thing die and just walk away permanently. But, I really thought about it. And there's such a connection to that channel. And I'm not saying like it's a great channel. I'm not saying it's sustaining my life, but it was a great creative outlet. And I met so many amazing people, had so many great experiences just because of a YouTube channel. And I've really missed it. And I stepped away for whatever reason, and it was just not the right time for me. And now I'm like, okay, you know what? I owe this thing. I have content. I mean, it's Mustang content. And I've been a Mustang guy for my whole life, way before I had the motorcycle. Matter of fact, my first bike, that Ninja 250, I don't even know if you had that one. I found it for sale on a Mustang site because it was, the carbs were shot. I picked that bike up cheap, learned to work on motorcycles, and that was it, and the rest was history. And then I had to get a better bike and a better bike. So, this is the Mustangs are great, and it is a creative outlet for me, much in the way that creating content on the motorcycles was. And the Mustang community is great. It really is. But when you ride, how it is. When you go out with friends and you're on a bike, it's a different experience. It's like a more intimate experience than being in a car. And, I have a lot of great friends. I do a lot of car shows with this, cruises, whatnot, and have a great time. But it's different. I don't know if it's better or worse. It's definitely different. So, coming back to YouTube was like, I don't know. It's tough to explain, but I'm happy I'm back. And I got to tell you, the feedback I've gotten from like some of the OGs who haven't seen me on, they're like, holy cow, like, is this, a mirage or something? And is it really? And I'm like, yeah, it's me, for better, for worse. And it's cool. And it's good engaging with people. That's what I've missed too. I mean,
Well, you know what it is, what I found that's difficult, at least for me, coming back on YouTube at some point as well. It's the frustration of you just being excited to be back and posting content, or at least posting videos or stories, or even doing, I'm finding the streams are very, very useful. That people are not getting notified. They're not telling anyone, because I think there's an uncertainty part on YouTube where it's like, they don't really know if you're back yet, even though you're uploading stuff. So they don't want to start marketing you or anything. So that's the part that I found that was a little bit disheartening in the beginning. But then I just stuck to it. I stuck to my gun. I just kept on bombarding and putting a lot of stuff up as often as possible.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I'm trying to do. I mean, I put up a lot of stuff. I mean, it's getting a little bit of traction, which is fine. More importantly to me, it's getting some great comments from people that I haven't engaged with for a long time. And I know you told me that the same thing. It takes a while before YouTube kind of believes that you're back and starts notifying. Even subscribers aren't getting notifications. I jumped on yesterday for a test
Stream,
a test live stream, just to see it. And one of the guys was like, "Oh, I didn't even know you were uploading until I saw you on your stream come up," which is interesting. I just assumed that YouTube would send out, "Hey, your subscribers would get a new upload," but that's not happening. But that's okay. I guess with consistency and keeping it going, YouTube will hopefully pick you up, or at the least, I want people to know that I'm actually putting out content. I mean, some of the content I've been putting out for the past week is all from the past year and a half.
Yeah.
But all new content is going to be coming out, and I do have a couple of things I need to work on, but I've been working on rebranding and putting it out back as the Fobra. But yeah, I mean, it's going to be slow and steady, but I'm really going to commit to this. I have to. I owe that. You know what I mean? I owe it to the channel.
Now, the elephant in the room, a lot of you guys are completely unaware that originally Adam did a lot of motorcycle videos, CBR, By the way, I wanted to backtrack just before I kind of transition to this. Does Windy Dave still ride?
He does. Well, not much. Him and Johnny Diesel both have their bikes. Pete the Greek has his bike, but they don't ride that much. Like I don't know how often he's been out, but not much. The guys aren't riding too much.
I know.
It's really sad.
Yeah, I know Pete's making his way back to New York and stuff. We're supposed to be linking up. I don't know how well the weather's going to be.
I miss that guy. I miss him.
Yeah, man.
So see him.
The weird thing is the transition between everyone just not riding as much. As you guys know, you can see Angelo's in the live chat as well. He used to ride. Yeah. He doesn't ride anymore. I'm seeing just a huge phase of a lot of people just fading out and just not riding anymore. Is it more because of family or responsibilities, or more the fact that it's just becoming bored to actually do it?
Well, I don't know. I mean, speaking for me, not to get into it, but I had something that happened in my life that kind of changed things, and just it made riding more painful, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. But even I was watching Salt the Wound yesterday. He got an FC07, and he said something really interesting. He said something really interesting. He said, if you feel like you're falling out of love with riding, maybe it's the bike. He said, and I agree with that, because when I bought the Street Triple, it rekindled my love for riding. It really did. But, maybe that's it. I mean, I know Windy Dave's going to have a bike for the rest of his life. That guy's going to be 150 years old. He's going to be dragging me on a Vespa scooter. You know that. He doesn't care. But from when we talk about a time where we would go out every single Sunday morning, and you were part of a lot of those rides, and it was a good time. It was a really good time. Sunday morning was, look, listen, man, don't make any plans. We're going out riding. You're not going to, that's it. You have no other plans besides that. And I don't know. I can't speak for those guys. I will say I miss it. I absolutely miss it. Absolutely. But I think people it's tough to ride in the Northeast too. There's a lot of crazies around here. Not that it justifies it, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's an interesting thing. Me? I mean, I'm always riding, but my situation is very, very different. You know what I mean? You've always known the way I rode. It's, no rules or whatever. It's like, oh, I want to go ride tonight. I'll just get up and go kind of thing. I mean, not everyone shares that same. Not that I have other responsibilities. That's very different to most people that, have, they're married, they have kids and stuff like that. It's very different when there's responsibility and stuff like that. And what I always found out was always interesting about riding motorcycles was the spontaneity. You know, it's like, hey, let's go out for dinner. Let's take one of the bikes or kind of thing like that. It wasn't like a plan, because I always felt like just going on a schedule, it started to become very chore-ish. But in the same space, I do understand people do have lives and they have family, they have other things that are scheduled to go on, so they kind of have to set a tone exactly when they want to do things and enjoy it. To me, it always felt like more of a chore. Like every Sunday I have to do it. For me, it's like, oh, Friday night, yeah, I want to, whatever. Thursday night or Sunday morning or something like that. So, and I think that's one of the things that made me like motorcycling, because it felt very free. You know, if I want to go to the mountains on a Tuesday, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, I could get up and go. You know, so it really felt freeing to ride and just going on different adventures. So it's very different, and everyone's experience is very different. So, and I still kind of share somewhat the same, a little bit less, because, you know, I value my time with Anna a lot more, and really being mindful about going out on like 7-hour rides and just staying out all day kind of thing. So, but yeah. But I know you would take your bike also to work and stuff like that too, right?
Well, I actually love that. One of my favorite things was riding to work. Mm-hmm. You know, no matter what, and I would try to tell people, they're like, why? I said, because you're going to have the worst day at work. Things will get you crazy. I used to leave at lunchtime and just hop on the LIE and just ride. And go, literally ride 5 exits, turn around, come back, and then go right back to work. That was so liberating. It would clear your head, and there's nothing that could do that. And so it was nice. And, you know, people always say, like, why do you ride a bike? And I said, they said, you're so vulnerable. I said, but in that vulnerability, I think that's where the freedom feels. Yeah. So I always love that feeling of, like, you know, getting down to the beach and you smell the salt water. It's like, there's nothing like that. There's not, I mean, this car is a convertible, and it's the closest I'm going to get to a motorcycle, but it doesn't feel anything like it. You know, it's different.
Yeah. But speaking of that and doing YouTube, you know, I know you were doing a lot of YouTube before, which was in between time frames of work and while you were writing also. And I think earlier we were just talking about it before we even got onto the stream itself, where I mentioned I've really prioritized my writing to writing, and then I have time where I'm recording videos. I record videos. I just really want to segment things off. Because I don't know if it's because at some point I started feeling like YouTube was overbearing. I don't think it was overbearing, but I felt like every time I would go out, it'd be about something that I want to talk about or something that I want to, you know, shoot or something like that. And I like doing that. I like capturing the moment. I like, you know, editing it later, and then Anna goes over and reviewing some of this. I like doing that stuff, but I just feel like to a point I was just like, I didn't want it to become where when I go out, it's for me to do videos.
I agree with that, and that's why a lot of times when we used to go out on Sundays, I mean, you were part of our rides. It was they were just lunacy. The conversation that was in the headsets was ridiculous. It was all comedy, and I remember, you know, Mark or Wendy were like, you know, you don't put up any of those. I was like, nah, dude, that's just us being us. And I was like, that's not YouTube. That's just, you know, that's just hanging with your friends. And it was just so authentic. So there were a lot of times where I didn't turn it on. I didn't. But you're right. When you feel that you're going out for the purpose of doing a vlog or doing a video, it does take a lot of the experience away. And there were times that I was like, you know what, I'm going to go out for a ride by myself. I got something to talk about, fine. But when I'm with everybody, I'm trying to enjoy the experience of being on a motorcycle. So you got to balance the two.
I mean, for me, it's so much so that it was a big factor that I managed to have different helmets. Like when I'm writing for a video or something like that, or I'm doing a vlog, I have a specific helmet. There's, you know, there's like GoPro mounts on it. Like my actual helmet, if you see me like chilling, you see me on the outside just hanging out, you're like, oh, you're not shooting anything. There's no GoPro mounts on that helmet. It's to deter me from actually getting, you know, sometime you're actually out and you're like, damn, I have a good idea. Because I find myself doing that often. It's like you're out and you have your camera with you in your bag or whatever, and the mount's already there, and you're like, damn, that's a good idea. This road is really dope. So I'm gonna ride that road and kind of. And I stopped doing that. Now it's like I put on the specific helmet on. I know there's no chance of me be like, oh, there's a good idea. Maybe I'll have a concept and I'll probably put it in my notes or whatever.
That's what notes are for.
Yeah, and I just keep it moving. And I found like so much pleasure in 2023 writing. Really, a lot of my writings are not posted. They're not on Instagram. They're not on any of those things. I don't do any clips or nothing. When I'm out there enjoying the bike and just enjoying myself, I'm just doing that for myself. I don't need any validation. I don't need anybody liking it or saying something. All right, cool bike. Nothing. I'm just out there because I'm finding that most of my time now is like between work and being home. There's other things. It's becoming a genuine escape when I go out to ride and enjoy myself almost.
No, that makes 100% sense to me.
Mm-hmm. So to transition, guys, by the way, if you guys are watching, you tuned in, definitely hit the thumbs up. Always great. Helps with the algorithm. The other thing here, guys, Adam is in the process of transitioning his channel from motorcycles to muscle car. So, you know, we're a small community here. I know this is not like a car channel or anything like that. But Adam's a good dude, you know, have tons of great motorcycle stories. And there is a very good chance down the line there will be more motorcycle content coming. Possibilities there. I mean, we've talked about motorcycles. But I don't see anything wrong with supporting another local New York guy that's doing his thing and not willing to just put the throne down and walk away from something. We're all very passionate about doing YouTube. I've been doing it for years. He's been doing it for years, way before me. I've yet to hit my stride on YouTube, but I refuse to walk away from something. And I think it's super honorable that after a very traumatic experience, life experience, that he's making a change on his channel and coming back, and I think it would be really dope for everybody to go and support and show love. And who knows, maybe you might see him on my Hyper Motard one of these days jumping on or something like that. We can ride. So, you know, the possibilities there, man. So, you know, I know he's rebranding the channel, and I did mention to him, hey, man, come through on the stream. Everybody here is pretty open-minded just because you're doing like American muscle car content, which I think is a great opportunity, to be honest. Muscle cars or the car culture is way bigger than motorcycles because your potential of doing well on there would probably far exceed what I'm achieving here with motorcycles, in my opinion. Right?
Eat the Greeks in the chat.
Yeah, I see him. I didn't want to stop my thought here. I love how everybody watched this a lot better than I do.
No, I appreciate that. I do appreciate that. Like I said, I mean, I've talked over the past couple of years on and off, through no fault of yours, just because, just to shoot the breeze with you and stuff. And, I always appreciated the advice. But yeah, I'm psyched to bring it back. I'm like I said, the feedback I've gotten from people has been very positive. The Mustang YouTube community I was telling you before, it reminds me of the moto vlog community that it was, 5 to 10 years ago. I mean, there are some big names, everybody's just kind of learning, hitting their stride. It's cool. It's not like the motorcycling, I think, because in New York, we were lucky. We had a lot of us that were around here. I mean, I don't want to say any MM because Anna's going to yell LIMM as soon as I say that. But like the fact that we're able to put those things on in this area was a testament to how close knit the community was. Yeah. I think about all the days, it was just good. It was good. We had a lot of good experiences. So there's something about this area that I know you've always said this, that's very special. Yeah. New York is a very special place. It's not like we don't have somebody with 1 million subscribers running around, but they're really good people. Yeah. And everybody is from a different walk of life, rides a different bike, has a different experience. And I think that's what made the diversity made it so amazing to be part of. So it was great. We
have a lot of different people, a lot of different bikes, a lot of different style, man. NEMM was something that's supposed to be really dope about the culture, about everyone here. But I'm just going to say it now, guys. That thing, it is super stressful to work on a project like that with people, man. I probably was not at my best when we were doing NEMM, to be honest, because I
Dude,
get pretty stressed about it.
Mike, you worked your ass off. You worked your. I'm telling you, you worked your. I give it up to you. You worked your ass off. You really did. You know, you're the type of guy who likes to think of every possible potential issue and have kind of a plan for it. And you know, it went off the way it went off. You know, because of you. Dio and I worked on it. I'm not going to say that, but you put your heart and soul into that.
Everybody did. Everybody did.
I know.
Let's be real, guys.
I'm giving you a shout out.
I even get myself my panties in a bunch working on some stuff like this. And to be honest, if I've insulted anybody, I apologize. You know what I mean? Because it's such a tense thing when 100 bikes are showing up, 80 to 100 bikes coming up, and it's just a lot. You're taking time off from work. It was just a lot, man. I think it's one of those things, but I think it's a really, really cool experience. But I don't know, man. If I ever were to do that, it would require, I think, because it was Dio, myself, you, Anna, Angelo, right? I would say if we're
Angelo was the first. Was he? The first
no,
one?
Angelo was not part of the first one, but he was part of the tail end of it. Good dude too.
He was because Angelo came out. Good guy. Man, I missed the live stream. What was it? Hit Us Up Live. Mm-hmm. Dude, he used to kill me. He was sitting in that. Remember, he was sitting in that closet on that big ass gaming chair.
Yep.
With all the crazy lights. Fucking what a baller.
So, you know, I think in this space, if we're to ever to do something like this, which who knows, man, and potential in the future, it's going to require a good 10 people to actually organize and do it properly.
God, I can't even believe it.
I think we all kind of overtook too much on our plate, to be honest, to kind of get the thing rolling.
But you know what, dude? At the end of the day, everybody had the best time.
Yes.
I remember leaving NEMM, the first one. That was the one when we started at
Harlem.
That was Harlem, yeah. We came down the West Side Highway. I remember just going home, going, man, today was a special day. Today will never happen again. There's not going to be a ride like that. That was amazing. Like that was crazy.
We had a lot of people from Brooklyn, Bronx, Queens. Yeah. Everybody came out. What was really cool though, I think it was at the mist of. So I think New York didn't have like a big presence in terms of motovlogging. That was the overall idea. Let's show the presence of New York. There's a lot of people here in New York who can do that. And because they were doing stuff in California, you know, you have your Bakers, you have the Sub Ds, and these guys, their culture is huge over there. And I think they even did it in Florida. And I'm like, man, we could do something in New York. And I think that's always been something that was very interesting to me. Also, I can't say I feel. I'll be more direct. I think New York never got the right recognition regarding motovlogging ever, because I felt like everybody thought of California, Georgia, Florida, and even though we were pulling numbers, we were pulling a big group of people and stuff like that. And I think New York never made it like a goalpost of where, like, yeah, New York is one of the place, and that was the attempt there. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree there. We never got. Well, I mean, I guess it's tough to get it, but you're right. We never got the big recognition. Everybody was thinking about. I forgot what California did. Sub D did that huge thing. Yeah. Right? Was it Suburban? He did that.
Is it a SoCal meetup?
Something.
Yeah, but theirs was wild. It was more than bikes. There was bikes, girls. They did like a pool thing in the hotel. That was right. I think that might have gotten a little bit out of hand at some point. I think that probably died down because you have a lot of people that don't show their face, and you know, there's a lot of other, I mean, I'm speculating here because I've never been in any one of them, but yeah, I thought we could do something really dope. I think when we did the first one, we ended up going through New York City. Actually, I just thought about that. Did. Oh my God, dude. Jesus.
We went through, and then the Freedom Tower wasn't even finished built yet, so we rode through there. We went down West Side Highway. That was right after that whole Range Rover thing too happened. Mm-hmm. I think, or around that time. Yes. We went over the Brooklyn Bridge. Right?
Yeah. We did Brooklyn Bridge and back down. And I'm thinking about it. And I'm like, oh my God, that was the dumbest route we've ever made.
It was so scenic though.
Oh, dude, my God.
Everybody, don't you remember we're going down the West Side Highway?
Oh my God.
Mike is in the right lane, left lane. He's keeping everybody to height. We were getting thumbs up from like people in minivans, like some families and stuff.
Oh,
People were
man.
loving us.
I was like a cattle herder.
You were. That's what I'm saying. You were. I would just see going down on the right hand side.
Oh man,
Those
are good times, man. But that was I'm gonna tell you now, that was the dumbest route of all time, and I think about it all the time. I'm like, what a dumbass route. We went down from Harlem, got on the FDR, all the way on West Side Highway.
West Side Highway.
And I'm thinking, you know what I thought to myself? I'm like, damn, this would be really dope, because I usually ride those roads on my own personal bike, on my personal moto vlogs, and I'm like, they're always very fun. Then again, like I said a little bit earlier, get up and go. It could be like 2 a.m. or whatever. Granted, we did factor the time frame, but where it really dawned on me is when we hit Manhattan Bridge.
We went over to Brooklyn and we turned around and came on to Manhattan.
Yeah, because we went down to Spiegel, went to the restaurant. That's where the final.
That's right, Spiegel. That was a
oh
good
my
time.
god, dude, that was.
Dude, that was a fun time.
Tell me that was in the dumbass route.
Dude, that was great. Are you kidding me? Wasn't it Dio and BK Low were leading us?
BK Low was leading as well, and
Dio, yeah.
Jesus, and I was cattle herding in the middle.
Yes.
Oh my god, that was wild,
dude,
man.
You know what? The coolest part of it is at the end of the West Side Highway. You know, you got the tunnel that you go underneath.
Yeah.
The sound of all those motorcycles.
Oh my god, so good.
Ring, 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 ring. Dude, that was insane, and that's what I mean. That day was so special.
That was dope.
I don't know if there's going to be another one like that. I mean, look, the other NAMMs were great, but that was like the fact that it was us. We were pulling off. Everybody had a great time. I think was Illustrator there with his old Yamaha.
Illustrator was there. He had like a lemon with him. He had that old bike.
That old white thing, right? That white Yamaha.
Oh my god, with straight pipes.
I remember that thing.
Oh my goodness, dude, that was crazy. But the thing is,
that was bubblegum together. That bike.
Yeah, he was duct taped together, that bike, man. But you know, he has a lot of heart. I'll give him that, man. I'll give him that.
Yeah, great guy.
To be honest, I think he was nearing. So I'm kind of derailing a little bit. We'll backtrack to that. He was one of the people in New York that was leading towards making a staple in New York. He definitely had something. Him and 2J, they were doing a lot of videos, and they were, you know, it was just meshing with people. It is what it is. They just mesh with people, and I think personally, my videos were a little bit either they were too overthought, and you know me. You know me. I'm the kind of guy I think everything through over and over and over and just run it through. Sometimes it might take some of the natural feel out of it. But I think he was one of the guys that was clearly heading to the space where being the first 100,000 in New York that was going to make the impact and start driving a face to it. And I guess, you know, he was in school at the moment. A lot of stuff happened, and he kind of faded into the dark a little bit. And he currently works for a motorcycle company, but he's not uploading as much anymore. I think he's slowly making his way into the ether. So hopefully we can actually bring Illustrator on, man, have a conversation with him. That'd be kind of cool, too. Good guy. The other thing, too, is, like I said, there's no way, now that I'm thinking about it, the route is just crazy. Like, who goes through the middle of New York? I think the first one we did was maybe 80 motorcycles. And I'm praying to God that cops don't pull us over. I had, like, procedures of what happened if we get pulled over and what do we do. Only one person talks to the cop, and there's just so much tandem.
That's right.
Oh my god, dude!
We almost like basically role played it. It was like, all right, so I think you made me the guy. You're like, Adam's gonna walk up, Adam's gonna stop talking to them, and it was like, and it was so funny. Meanwhile, nothing went wrong. Knock wood.
Nothing
it was amazing.
happened.
Nothing happened. What we did, we had all these procedures in place just in case, because we had a big group. We had for going down the West Side Highway.
Yeah, we're about 80 bikes.
In the middle, in one lane. We were in the middle lane, staggered in the middle lane. I still got the video. I love watching that video because it was just so crazy. It was just like we pulled it off. That was the coolest thing.
And then when we got to Brooklyn, it got really difficult because I think it was becoming around noon. Traffic was coming through, and catalyzing people from the Brooklyn Bridge to go into the Manhattan Bridge to go back to Manhattan. That was tough, man. I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, people got split up.
Yeah, it was difficult, and so much so it was a great time.
Oh, Spiegel was awesome, dude. We had the whole entire block, both sides.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Had the whole block. Also, we made it a thing where we support a local business, which was Spiegel. It was a motorcycle
Right.
restaurant. All of it, all around, was really, really great. I think it's a really memorable experience. I think I learned a lot from it, and I've learned to let go a little bit, like loosen things up a little bit as you're doing. Because I'm one of those people, man. Like I said, I get very like paranoid. I don't want anything to go wrong on my watch, and having something terrible gone wrong to be on my conscious, because that stuff would totally eat me alive. Because I remember, here's a good example. I think Chase used to do meetups in Atlanta, similar. That was in that same era.
I think we talked about it too, because there was some bad stuff.
Yeah,
it wasn't his fault, but I think it was while he was there or something.
Yeah, so
I forgot what happened.
So in one of his, you have to remember, Chase is like 100,000, 200,000, 300,000, whatever. These guys are huge. And granted, our conversion was better than these guys, because we're talking we were like 6,000, 7,000 subs, and we got like 80 to 100 bikes there. So that's a pretty big conversion, and having a lot of people coming through. And you had people like Chase Way. He did his annual like Georgia meetup. So much so, it was so impactful, at least the stuff that did happen in between. So I think I'm just speaking lightly here because I don't know the whole thing, but from what I know, one of the guys, which is his close friend, got rear-ended at full speed on one of his ride. It was so bad that I think the guy probably got helicoptered out and had to relearn how to walk, and there's just so much that cascade into that. And they never really did a ride again. His Georgia meetup is basically in a parking lot where it's more of a business venture where people talk and have their bikes in small riding areas. So he's changed it a lot. I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, that was that guy who got hit. That was a friend of mine. I know the guy. I just remember that was that. Wow. God, I totally forgot about that.
It's a life-changing accident, right? He had.
It was bad. It was just, but worse than that, it's like, it makes you think. And I think I remember he was talking about it, saying, if something goes wrong, it's, and forget about legally, but morally, like it's us. And we don't want that. We want everybody to be safe. I think there was even like a pre-ride thing where we talked to everybody and said, look, don't do any stupid stuff, and just enjoy the ride. And I remember that was the same for the by the way, A's killing me. She's LIMing the crap out of the chat.
Of course she is
laughing. She is so committed. Oh my God. But anyway, at all the rides, there's that thing of, look, don't do anything stupid. We're just here to have fun. This is what we expect. And people were really respectful. I think there was one ride where we had somebody who was doing a little bit of stupid stuff, but they kind of fell in line relatively quickly. I don't remember anybody doing anything really badly. Like I said, I think that's a testament to New York.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was a really, really dope thing. And after that, I think when we redid it again, I thought to myself, you know what, let's go somewhere people can actually open up their bikes more and just enjoy themselves. We ended up meeting out in Harlem again, and then we went all the way up to Bear Mountain to just have barbecue.
The barbecue place. Yeah, that was a good place.
Really, really good one turnout as well. A lot of people turned out. It was a very long ride. Again, I was cattle herding, the usual thing I do in between. I don't know why. I don't know if I would make a good leader if I'm doing it, because I Dio and BK Low made very, very good leaders on riding, because they were in cruisers. That was the funny thing. We were in a lot of sport bikes, naked bikes, and they were in cruisers. It was just like such a wild mix and wild batch, but really, really good times, man. I had such a good time with that bike. I also think that to a degree of me saying that loosen my belt up a little bit, I think in some cases, some people would have had a little bit more fun being able to wheelie and do stuff like that. To be honest, I was more fearful of something bad going on, because we even had a ER person with us. How do you call it?
That's right. EMT.
EMT person as a backup in case something happens, because sometimes something does happen. By the time the authorities show up, that could be too late. So we had that as a backup. We had off-duty police officers as backup as well to kind of just overall preparation, man. The overall thing is just wild. Now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like, I can't believe we actually did that.
I remember probably one of the coolest things was we went over that little Bear Mountain Bridge and everybody just like stopped and started taking pictures of themselves because we had to wait for everybody. So everybody just pulled over, which you're like specifically told not to do on that bridge. But we had so many bikes. It was good. You know, everything worked out well that day.
Yeah.
I remember the weather held out, but it was it was good. It's crazy.
By the
like
way,
ago.
we did those with no issues. Nobody got hurt. There was no weirdness. I think the only bad thing that happened, Dio busted his rim. He hit a pothole and it damaged his.
He dented it, right?
Yeah, it dented his rim. So that was the only thing. So that was really cool, man. I'm just thinking about it now. It's kind of cool. I don't even think I even have that amount of clout to actually even do this anymore, to be honest.
Come on, you got the clout. You can pull it off again. I mean, it's going to take a couple of years off your life, I'm sure, but you can pull it off.
Nah, man. Like I said, I think it would take a bigger team of people to do it just to make it bright and not stressful on anyone. So I think that would be the most ideal thing. Taking on a lot on your plate is not very smart neither. I also learned that it creates this really tense situation, and that doesn't have to be. And I think you're more likely to enjoy yourself if it's not that case at all. So and delegating is probably one of the biggest walkaway as well too. So. But man, good times, I gotta say.
Yeah, those were some good rides. We had a lot of good rides, man. Even the local rides were still good rides. You know, it's like just to get out, you know, blow off some steam. It's cool.
Oh, you know what was cool too before? Because since I rode nighttime a lot. I think we all linked up. I think I finally talked everybody into going out for a New York City night ride. How was that? I forgot if you guys actually enjoyed that. We ended up getting food, riding through New York City in the night because you guys never rode at night, and I'm like, you gotta come out at night.
We were always early morning. We went a couple of times in the city. It was beautiful. Right in the city, it was. I remember. I think you tried to tell you like it's so nice. It really is beautiful because everything is like alive. The city is alive at night, and when you're on a motorcycle, everything is there. It's such a strange experience, but I really liked it. Getting there was always a pain in the butt, but once you're in the city, it was beautiful.
Yeah.
And the tunnel, I remember coming home, the tunnels were always fun.
Oh yeah. Yeah, man. I find a lot of the night rides to be super fun. I think it's good. It's a great way to experience New York City because the traffic is somewhat minimal. And it's not a lot to negotiate through, but then you could go through all the tunnels, all the bridges, and open up your bike a little bit. Even in the nighttime, I don't think you're less likely to have issues with cops or anything like that. But you can get a little bit of everything if you leave at the right time and kind of do it and stuff like that. But I think those were more motivated YouTube-wise, I'd say, like being able to produce content and stuff like that. I think now I've moved away from doing those videos. Not because they're not great. I think everything has a cap. You know what I mean? You can only do it so many times that it's not going to be as exciting. It might be a little bit boring. So just a different transition. I think Eve just joined the chat as well. New York is
I'm seeing him over there.
An amazing time. If they promise to bring the new MRR and V4R to New York City Motorcycle Show, I shall attend.
I hope they bring the damn show back. It wasn't on last year, right? They canceled it?
They canceled it last year. It was something small. I did get like a press invite to something very small in the Javits Center if you wanted to visit. I don't think... I think it's going away. I think it's going to be it. The Milano show is going to be the thing only moving forward. I don't think this is happening in New York anymore. Even the car show has been dying down. That's been like pretty dead.
But that's sad because, you know, we used to love going to the bike show. We all meet up there. I know they did the press day on Friday, and then we go back Saturday and we just hang out. And it was always a good time. But I noticed the show was getting smaller and smaller and smaller. And because of the time of year it's on, you can't do like rides. Like California has these amazing shows where you can actually test ride bikes, or maybe it's Florida. But to see that it's gone away, that's a shame because that was always something fun to do. in the, you're in the middle of winter and you're looking forward to the spring. You want to see the new bikes. You want to get out, hang out, see a stunt show with, what's his name? Jason Britton. What's his name?
Yeah, Jason Britton. Yeah.
Yeah, he was always good to watch, or whoever. It was just nice. It was nice to bring everybody together. So it'll be a shame to see that thing go away.
Yeah, I don't know if they can warrant ticket sales anymore because the Javits Center is really expensive. I don't know if enough people show up. I don't know, and I don't. The last few times that I went, that I was very excited to go before COVID. Very few manufacturers show up. KTM was not there. Ducati was not there. Any of the key players that people were very excited to see, they didn't show up. People were just, I remember even Ducati had like a small thing at the dealership. Like if you want to go to the dealership, you could see the bikes and check them out. They had all the lineups there. And since then, it hasn't been the same. So I don't foresee that coming back. And maybe if they did it in the summer, because it'd be really cool if I could ride my own bike there. And
100% agree.
Yeah.
If they could do it in the summertime, or that would be nice. Because then, like you said, you ride there. I mean, listen, you and I both know there was some freaking hardcore guys walking around in December with a full leather one-piece suit and the knee pucks.
Yeah,
I'm
man.
like, that guy's the MVP. While meanwhile, I'm riding the Long Island Railroad. But there was always a couple of guys who would show up on bikes in December.
Yeah.
But if you do it in the summer, then you know what? Then it becomes, hey, guys, we're all going to meet up at the Javits or whatever. We're going to roll in together. I think that would be smarter. They'd get a lot more people in. But what do I know? Maybe it's more expensive to hold a summer event. I feel like they're missing out. There's still a market for motorcycles.
I don't know. I mean, bikes are definitely doing well. It's not that they're not selling well. I just think it's not something that is just, maybe there's not a big enough attention for it. Maybe if they did it in fall or spring or something like that. It's just when it's cold, man, when you got to get out of your comfort zone, you're carrying a jacket, you're carrying your helmet, and you go down there. It's just a lot, and you have to go there early in the morning and find parking. I don't know. I used to be very excited to go to all those shows, but I don't know. They felt more of a burden to me as time went on. So maybe I'm not the only one that felt that way. That's why.
I would definitely go again. Were you there the one year when we went? We all showed up with these stupid badges that said our YouTube names on them. Were you there? That was, dude. I don't even know if you were around that.
I don't know if I was
That's
there.
Gotta be.
I don't think so.
We all showed up and we made these stupid things.
Badges.
It would say YouTube the full. It was like you walk around like you're somebody, and it was hysterical. It was almost like a joke. But then again, people would take the manufacturers might take it a little more serious because it looks like you're somebody. It was very funny. I don't know why we did it. Like 10 of us did it.
It was a very good place to network, though. Definitely a very good place to network.
Especially on the Friday thing when they would walk you through and give you those little tours.
Like the private one-on-one before they actually opened. Yeah, those were very good too.
Yeah, a lot of technical information they'd give you and stuff. That was, I went to a couple of those. But it's I don't know. I'd like to see New York get a little bit more attention for motorcycling.
By the way, who do you foresee that's doing really well on YouTube? Now, I don't know if you've been very up to date on who's someone in the come up. I don't know if you ever heard of Mad Lit. He was quickly rising up the ranks too, but his bike got stolen, and he faded away too.
A New York guy, you said,
a New York guy. He was out in Queens, New York. He rode a S1000RR. They stole his bike out of his garage, from what I'm told.
Oh,
yeah,
that's
man.
painful.
Yeah,
that sucks. No, I mean, around New York, it's just, as far as I know, it's you. I know Illustrator. I've been kind of keeping an eye. I know I've seen some stuff of his on Instagram, but I haven't seen any videos from him. Who else is like none of the original guys like Mig or 2Js? I haven't seen anything from them in a while.
Yeah, but I don't think they were much of content creators. I think they rode and really just be part of some videos every once in a while. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know who's consistently doing it around here. Just you.
Just me.
You're the only one. You're the only one waving the flag, man. I told you I started watching, like I saw my buddy Salt. He's doing well. Salt to Wound. That was cool to see. I don't know. A lot of people seem to have kind of dropped off. Granted, it's been a while, but I don't see a lot of familiar names in my subscription feed.
Yeah, I mean it's not the same way it was before. I think there's a lot of people transitioning out of biking or basically into doing something else or changing their channel overall. But you do have a few people, because I know this summer there was a lot of people popping up, like they only had like maybe a couple of hundred subs, and there was a lot of people I started seeing on YouTube, at least in New York, Long Island, New York, and stuff like that. And,
that's great.
And then they all disappear like really, really quickly. There was one kid out here in Long Island, R6. What's his name? Cool guy, I mean, I've spoken to him a couple of times and stuff like that. I always whenever there's somebody that's I always introduce myself and stuff like that.
Absolutely.
R6 something, R6 Ralph or something. I don't remember. But he had a bad crash. He crashed doing a wheelie. He had a Kawasaki. He had a 636, and he totaled.
And he calls himself R6.
Well,
R6 Ralph has a 636.
No. Well, he. Damn, what's this dude's name, man? God damn it, escape me.
I'm gonna call him ZX6 Ralph. Let's call him that.
No. So, hold on. See, I'm gonna find him now. See, not like mentioning somebody I can't get their name right.
It's all good.
But he did have a ZX6R,
okay.
A 636. He had a 636.
Yeah.
And he was wilding, man. If you've seen his video, he was going hard. Like, he was riding in the winter with salt, just like, you can tell he was new. Like, he just started riding. Like, when you just got your bike, you're excited, there's salt on the floor, you're riding.
No fear, huh?
There was no fear. So I'm watching this guy, I'm like, I'm like this. He started making his way. He was doing well. He actually had a video with Madlit too. Actually, I'll find it. Give me a second here. I'll give you the floor while I do this real quick.
I think Powermoto was at Powermoto. Somebody's asking me about Mopars up here. Oh, Futuristic Viper was asking me about how I feel about Mopars.
Who? Who's that?
Futuristic Viper asked me, how do I feel about Mopars?
Mopars? What's that?
Mopar. Chrysler cars. I like I don't know if he's still on. I like the older ones. But if you're talking about the newer ones, like the Challengers and Chargers, they're okay. They're heavy. They're good looking because they're classic looking, but I mean, I drive one. I drive anything. I don't care. But I'm not a Mopar guy.
Oh, my Anna's already on it. His name is Jared R6.
There
we go.
See?
Jared R6. No, but before that,
Jared R6 rides a 636.
Yeah. Listen, man. I think the dude is like 22 years old, man. All right, he's a really young guy.
I'm just playing. I'm not throwing any disrespect to him.
But he was going hard, just riding. He was uploading frequently and stuff. I think he burned himself out very quickly because he was doing it daily.
Sucks.
Super nice guy, whatever. He seems pretty chill. But he looped his 636.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, he looped it on Sunrise. And Sunrise is dangerous as hell, man. Like, when I saw that, I was like, man, I don't even ride Sunrise. I don't like that road like that. I feel like every summer there's like 2 fatalities on that road. I don't ride that road at all. I don't even get on it. I mean, I drive my car. That's probably it.
Is he okay?
Yeah, he was fine. He had a lot of road rash on his butt and his back and stuff like that. I don't even think he had gear. And right after that, he bought an R6. Like, while he was recovering, he bought it like, he's like 23. He got the 636 totally and bought an R6 like right after. He's like, I don't know. So he was riding that a lot, and you could see the demeanor change a little bit. The performance, the wheelies kind of died down a little bit. And
absolutely.
I don't know if he was clutching up or if he was just like power wheeling the bike, and at some point there was no rear brake coverage. But after that, he died down. Like, it seems like right after that aspect, he kind of went kind of dormant, went a little quiet, and then just nothing.
That's I get it, but it's sad. If you like creating content, at least try to link up with other people. But then again, you and I know when you ride with somebody, you got to be able to trust them. So like, I don't know if I want to ride next to somebody who's gonna clutch up wheelies and not be able to handle it. That person might take me out. But he's also a young kid.
Yeah, he's young.
I feel bad.
He's learning a lot and growing. So
yeah, I feel bad. I mean, that's sad. I mean, you get injured, you lose your bike, everything.
Well, I think he had a lot going on. There was like the excitement of being on YouTube, and I think he ended up just getting monetized, and he was doing a lot more content and stuff like that. Yeah, I thought he had really good potential. I thought, at least from watching his videos and stuff. I mean, granted, I thought some of the stuff. I'm sure some people watch my videos and they thought like, oh my god, that was a little extreme. So, maybe I'm just looking at a different lens. I'm like, oh, that's a little extreme, but it's still fun, very energetic and stuff like that. But maybe when Mad S1K, because they were buddies. When his bike got stolen, he's not doing any more videos, and with him, dealing with that. I think he got pulled over as well too. He got pulled over by the cops and from an overtake. I mean, he's done a couple of videos where he explained, but I don't know if he even had a license. I mean, there's just a lot on here. I'm speculating here, but
oh, that sucks.
So he disappeared for a little bit. I'm sure he'll come back. We always see this happen often. I think people get excited. They start, going really hard and then slow down.
Yeah, and they're recording everything, and you have a million things to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's just, it's also a seasonal thing. We'll get a lot more people that'll start up in spring. I mean, a lot of guys don't ride, period, as soon as it gets cold out.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So, this is your chance, man. You tell me, how is it doing content for Mustang on the channel? Guys, we talk a lot about bikes, but definitely got to let Adam here highlight his channel a little bit. And, of course, hopefully the point here is to kind of show him some love on his Mustang channel. How is it doing Mustang content? It's fun. I think I take the same approach with the Mustangs as I did with the motorcycles. Obviously, there's no gear. I always used to love, buying new gear and reviewing it. I still got a crap ton in my basement, by the way. I still have about 7 jackets left over, and I think I found another pair of pants. But I sold a lot of my stuff. I sold a lot of it because I figured, what am I going to do with it? But the Mustang stuff is cool. It's basically like installs. The club I'm in will do car shows and stuff, and I like to get video of that. Sometimes I put them up, sometimes I don't. But for me, it's really the experience of going through these cars, and playing with the silver car, getting that back. I think you were even here when I put the new intake manifold on this. I was
there. You were doing you were doing a tech review of something.
I was doing the quick shifter on the on the Monster.
That's right, because we were using the grinding wheel on the rod. I remember that. God, is that crazy? That's
so
crazy. That. So I was filming one video over here, and you're over there in the other bay filming the other video. It's cool, This car, the silver Mustang, it was about doing little things to it, and now I have the Cobra, and going through little things that I went through. I like to share the experience. So in some ways, it's very similar to motorcycling, for me at least, because motorcycling was all about, moto vlogging was always about sharing a conversation. This isn't really vlogging in the same pure sense, because you're not driving around with a car with a mic on you, but it's about sharing the experience of working on the car, personalizing it, doing maintenance and things like that. It's, like I said, it's different. It's fun. I definitely enjoy it because it's a nice way to be creative. There is a community. There are some content creators, especially centered around this Cobra, the Terminator Cobras. So there's some guys who are doing that. So it's kind of nice to make connections. Nobody's really around here, but it's fun. And if you check the videos out and you kind of see and I'm just trying to share it. I'm definitely having fun in it, and I mean, this is the best way I could say it. I said this on that test live stream. I said, there are certain people who are going to come on and expect motorcycle content, and I totally get if you are, I don't want to be bothered because he doesn't have a motorcycle. I totally get that, and I absolutely respect it. But I hope that people will give it a chance because, I do have fun making the videos, and I hope people get use out of them. And for me, it's about re-engaging with people. Even this, I mean, I love seeing some of these names I haven't seen in a while, and it's really cool. And I think that's what makes YouTube the best that it is. And I think that's what, for me, is the biggest draw. It's not about just creating content; it's about engaging with people. So I don't know. I feel like I'm all over the place. I'm excited to have the channel back. I'm excited to bring it back to life a little bit, albeit with a rebrand. But yeah, I mean, it's been a fun week, if that makes any sense. It's only been back for about a week now, but it's been fun, and I think that's really big for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're not having fun. Why are you doing it?
By the way, are you doing all the work yourself, right, on the cars?
For the most part. I mean, the big things like I brought it to get a dyno. It was dynoed last summer. I got to put that video up. So obviously, I mean, it's got a tuner in the trunk. I could hook up the tuner, and then they tuned it up to see how much power it made, give it a safe tune. But for the majority of the stuff, yes, unless it's something that I can't do, like this still has the original clutch in it. So when it needs a clutch, I'm gonna bring it somewhere. I don't have a lift. But most of them, honestly, this car doesn't need that much work. It's so funny. I don't need it to be that fast.
It looks really clean, by the way, man. It looks really clean. By the way,
yeah, it's a pretty car.
By the way, somebody mentioned here, Moto Supernova mentioned Moto Mac. Yeah, Moto Mac is out of New York. I forgot to mention that. Yeah, he's out of New York. He does. He has a ZX-10R, the new one. And I think he also
out of the city or around here.
I think he's in. Is he in? I think he's in New Jersey. But he comes out to New York. I think Anna said Jersey. Yeah, he come out of the Jersey. His content's very much like it's a derivative of Smackdowns and stuff like that.
Oh, it's Smackdowns?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's part of that school. Cool guy. Met him also through was it Nashville? He was out there in Nashville. He was out there in Nashville. I think was he out there in Texas too? I don't remember. But yeah, he's a cool guy. Yeah. His videos are good too. I think he has a very good vibe on them. He has good camera presence about him. At least personally, here I could speak on that. At least from what I've seen. And he had a buddy he rode with, which was out in Nashville. Also, he had a red BMW S1000RR. He got robbed too out of Queens at gunpoint.
Really? What? While he was on the bike?
Yeah, while he was on the bike, he got robbed at gunpoint. He gave him the bike. Yeah, this is crazy, man. This is New York, people. So,
dude, that's crazy.
Yeah, his name is Sonny. The dude's name's Sonny. Cool people. I met him. He's a cool guy. He was like, man, I gotta tell you my story. We were sitting at the bar, and I'm like, I haven't seen you in any of Moto Max videos in a minute. He was like, yeah, man, my bike I got robbed. Like, what do you mean you got robbed? He was like, I got robbed at gunpoint for the bike. And he was saying that it was so bad. He said the guy who robbed them ride the bike locally. What are you going to do? The guy pulled out a gun on you. What are you going to do? Go talk to him afterwards? So this is all kind of chaotic, man. This is, I can't tolerate the nonsense, but yeah, that's
scary stuff.
Yeah.
Man. Yeah, what are you going to do?
That's the mess.
Oof.
But yeah, we have a lot of people. I have a feeling 2024 is going to be very interesting. It's going to be a very interesting year. I think with YouTube, with people doing videos and stuff like that, and I think we'll see a resurgence. Go ahead.
What about 2023? You're skipping right over.
Are we in 2020? What the fuck? I'm losing my mind.
No, we're in 2022, dude.
Shit.
I'm like, why are you jumping over 2 years?
Wow, I just jumped 2 years, man. Yo, listen, I'm on my own space.
24 is going to be great. 24 is going to be lit, but we're doing 23.
23 is going to, that's what I meant to say. I'll take that back.
I know what you mean.
I think 23 is going to be very interesting. I think we're going to see a lot of people coming back. I think, like I said,
that's good.
I know Illustrator bought a new Triumph.
He
bought the Bug Eye, old school, like an old school one.
Look at that. Oh, like a 2011 or 20 like that, like 2010,
Probably
2011.
12, something like that. I know he got
A
that.
675. I could see him on that. I definitely could see him on that.
Yeah, I think that bike is definitely his vibe. No, it has a single sided. He has a street. No, he has a speed. The old speed.
Oh, it's a speed.
It's a speed. Did you hear that 2J's bike was stolen to in Brooklyn?
But it came back.
Oh my, yeah, it came back. But they pull up on a van and just lift up his. This is great, yo. New York is pretty much nasty right now.
They stole it again?
No. I'm just saying they had stolen his.
Shit, I know, that's crazy.
Yeah, New York is pretty wild, man.
That was one of the few times I actually jumped on my Instagram and I saw that. Meg put it up and I shared it. Everybody shared it.
I think everyone shared it.
I couldn't believe they found the bike.
I couldn't believe his bike didn't make it to Puerto Rico.
That's what I'm saying. And I think they just broke his disc lock. That was it.
Yo.
Or something, or maybe his fender. It was something so minimal. I was like, man, what a blessing.
His disc lock. But here's the thing. That's the number one rule, guys. If you're in New York City, if you live in New York, never leave your motorcycle out. Even if you're gonna go out for dinner with friends. If the parking space costs $20, $22, pay the money. Listen, it's not worth it, man. Like, and the other thing that's pretty crazy, if you live in New York and you have to go in your apartment, your bike should not be outside. You need to be paying for parking, man. I'm not to be talking shit to people that doesn't have a parking spot and anything like that, but if you got a bike, man, you love your bike, you need to pay for parking, man, because people just...
I'm trying to think. Did Illustrator get a bike stolen too, or did somebody hit it or something?
I think his bike got hit.
The white one. Didn't somebody steal that old Yamaha zip-tied white thing?
Possible. Yeah. At some point they had taken that.
I think that got stolen too. But he was like, I don't care. That bike was so. I loved it. It was. I mean, we rode. What was it? Way back in the day.
Yeah.
Me, BK Lowe, and him. We rode from All American Burger in Massapequa to. We rode down to Jones Beach. Friggin' thing. The three of us sitting near the tower taking selfies. It was great. That bike was so sketchy. It really was. That thing was. He used to show me. I'm like, dude, really? That bike was bubblegum and zip ties, but it had so much character.
We actually went pretty far with it. We did. I also rode with Angelo with him. We went all the way to the North Shore or South Shore. Some nice roads up there. We've been up there. He's been on some roads on that bike too, and it's a vibe. I think to a point that it was so hot that he had to turn it off and walk it when we were on the road a little bit. Yeah, that's crazy, man.
That's what I mean. That's charm.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, Angelo's bike was nice. That CX-6 he had, that was a good looking bike.
Yo, what I said to Angelo is he should have never gotten rid of his. What was the first one he had?
He had a Ninja 650, didn't he?
He had a 650. When he got rid of the 650,
that was a nice bike too.
He wasn't riding the 636 as much and stuff like that. But I think he was in a transition area. I could see him coming back too. Maybe like on a cruiser or something a little bit smaller or something like that.
Yeah, I could too.
Maybe down the line.
Yeah, well, maybe down the line we'll have that. I'm telling you, we'll do that LAMM.
Oh God,
A's popping up. We'll do that. What is it? We'll do like LAMM 2027. We'll bring it back.
Oh my God! Is Queens NYC still riding? Because he did have like a starter, right? He had like a
he had
Honda
a CBR 250R.
Okay,
I remember that. That was a nice bike too. He got a good deal on that bike, and it was perfect. He'll probably sound off here, but he's been talking about a street triple for a couple of years now. And when I talked to him the other day, he said he still hadn't got one. No, he'll get one. You're gonna watch. He's gonna show up on a freaking like a brand new Speed or something like that. Just be like, he wants it. But he's always been after the street triples.
The street.
I regret the street triple. I always wanted him to ride my bike, my 13.
But did he get rid of that CBR? 250.
Oh yeah, he sold it a couple of years ago.
Wow. Yeah, man. Everyone's selling off their bikes, man. This is so wild to me, man. I find myself, I guess, hard to wrap my head around getting rid of my bikes. I don't know. It's so weird. I don't know.
Well, I never thought I would. I never thought I never thought I would. The only way I would sell a bike was to get another bike. You know, but I don't know. I never missed when I sold the bike. I didn't miss it at all, and it's weird to say that. Like I even watched a video. I have a video of myself on the last ride of that street triple, and I took it out for a ride. The guy was picking it up, and I just blasted it around for about an hour, and I came back and I got off the bike. I go, well, that's it. And I turned the key off, and that was it. And I was like, and I was done with it. I was done with it. And then recently, you start thinking, you're like, man, I miss it. I miss it. It was, but at the time, I guess it's when you know you're ready for something, you're just done with it, and then you can always come back.
Yeah.
So, but if somebody was said to me, like when I had my crash, right, in 2014, people were like, are you getting another bike? I was like, yes, I'm getting another bike. Matter of fact, I already bought it. Remember, I bought the CBR 600. I bought that 600 RR. I couldn't even squeeze my arm. I said, I'm not ready. I'm buying another bike. I'm riding. So, it's, I guess, in a weird way, it's kind of like when people quit smoking. You don't do it until you say, I'm going to do it. Yeah. Like nobody can make you. And at that moment, I was like, okay, I'm done with riding for a little bit. And it was very, very easy and almost like a weird easy. Like, I don't know. If I'm in the same mindset now as I was then, I don't know if I would have sold it. Yeah. I'll tell you, I'll be honest about that. But at the time, it was the right thing to do.
No, whoever got that bike got a sweet deal because that thing was clean. And you maintained it really nicely.
Yeah, that was my baby. That was. I love that bike. But we'll see. It's. I don't know. Like I said, I love that bike so much. I would get another one. I get another triple.
I believe you.
But now we got this. This is fun. This is like I said. This is as close to a motorcycle as you're gonna get. With the top down, and it's fast. This is a fast car, and cool.
Let me have you show the garage, man. I might as well have you show the garage. Here, I'm gonna give you full screen so you can guys take a look at Adam's garage. He's done a lot of work on it in the
all fancy and bougie like that.
Yeah, man, his garage is clean. Man.
I know you. I'm saying back when we used to work in here, I don't even have any window. I don't have any. What's it called? Walls or nothing. It's all insulated. I have to finish up the ceiling, but I got tools up here. Everything's all organized. It's a far cry from when we used to work in here.
Dude, I remember like you were saying when you were working on the intake and I was over your place. Dude, I was working on my bike and how do you call it? You're like, man, I thought you were just shooting a small video, man. I had the whole monster taken apart.
I know.
On his driver, that was crazy. Oh my God.
I remember your bike was right back there on my driveway, sitting there, and you're sitting there with this big old grinding thing going, just grinding the rod to get it the right length for the quick shifter. That's right, the quick shifter. And meanwhile, the silver car was over here, and I was changing the intake manifold on it. It was a good time, though.
Good times, indeed.
Yeah. It's like I said, and that's kind of why, going full circle, kind of why I wanted to bring this channel back, because there's so much positive about this channel, so much positive about this YouTube. If I wasn't involved in this crazy, stupid thing, I wouldn't have had these experiences. I wouldn't be able to say, oh my God, remember the time where I was doing this and you were over there, or, we were riding around or doing whatever we were doing. It all stems from that channel. And that's the reason why I was like, you know what? I just can't let it die. It's been such a positive force in my life. It really has. I've made some great friends through it. And I wouldn't take that back for $1 million. I really, really wouldn't. So whatever happens with this channel, whether it, gains traction and gets followers, or it kind of just becomes a place where I dump my videos, it doesn't matter at this point. It's fun. I love talking to people who I haven't spoken to in a while. I mean, look, it got me on your live chat. That's an accomplishment, man. When they say, what was the biggest thing that happened to you in 2022? I'll be like, Clutch First, baby. Sunday night,
Oh
Doing it
my
big.
God! Please cut it out.
I'll put on that.
By the way, guys, I'm gonna drop the Forbes channel in the description box right after the stream's done. Definitely, if you're watching this later, drop a comment or definitely go and sub and check out some of the new stuff he's doing. I think it's very cool. I think revamping the channel is very cool, and I think we should definitely help inspire him to continue grinding, man. Why not? I think we all need a little bit of help sometime. So, why not? MC Mike, what is your thought on the Mustang EV? Yuck.
I was just typing that.
Yeah.
So, the Mach-E, he's talking about the Mach-E.
Yeah, he's talking about the Mach-E.
I rode in a Mach-E GT, which is 480 horse, and it's kind of cool because it's got that instant torque, and it hits you like you feel it in your gut pushing you. But by the time you hit about 70 miles an hour, it drops off. My only issue, so to speak, is that they probably shouldn't have called it a Mustang. But I don't get all.
That's the problem. Ford tried to capitalize by using the known brand to kind of sell the car. They could have called it anything else. I don't have any
100%.
problem with the car itself. Calling it a Mustang is an insult.
Well, that's why they should have just called it a Mach-E. Because like I said, the car itself is not bad. I mean, it's a SUV, fully EV, and it's got really good power. It's a lot of money. But once you say Mustang, you know how it is. It's like Ducati, people.
Yes.
You're a purist.
Yes.
Once you get away from when Ducati went from the dry clutch and went away from it, people were up in arms, right?
Yes.
A lot of people got all pissed off. So when you detract from something that the purists love, like Mustang or Corvette, like even the C8 is a mid-engine Corvette, but I'm getting off topic. But when you do that in such a dramatic way, a lot of people get angry. So, I've seen people when they come up with a Mach-E at a car show and people kind of snub them, which I think is a really not a nice thing to do. But I think I agree with you. Ford should have marketed it as a car that was independent of Mustang, as opposed to try and capitalize on a brand name. So I'm a fan of the car. I'm just not a fan of the angle they took on it, I guess. Yeah, but it's not a bad car. It's kind of cool.
There's nothing wrong with it. To be honest, so here's a little hot take right here. It's a better built car than any of the Teslas. So I've been in both. I've been in the Tesla, and I've been in the Mach-E as well. Better built. There's no panel gaps. There's no weird squeakiness. The car is built really, really well, okay? Solid car. However, it's not a Mustang. They should have not called it a Mustang or connected to the brand. They really dilute the Mustang brand when they did that.
Right.
And I think it's a big problem. So, for example, I think Dodge is doing something similar right now. They have the Dodge...
that new Charger thing that they're...
That new Charger, marketing. That car looks wicked. And they kind of explain the overall idea and concept. If the Mach-E was an actual Mustang, not a Jeep... I could understand and say, okay, it's a Mustang with an electric version. The thing is a freaking SUV, dude. Come on, what are we doing right now? Right?
I know. And that's the thing. You stick a horse on the front, and you can't call it that.
Yes, that's not how it works.
It's like, right. So listen, what do they say? Bad press is still good press. So
I guess
that car got a lot of attention. It got a lot of attention, and it's been in every. It's been road tested by everybody. So maybe there's a method to their madness.
Dude, there's something that Dodge is doing very clever. Dodge is really smart. They're doing the whole new setup with the new electric version. They're doing a whole new look. They're doing some retro look into it, which I really like and I really dig. And they're not calling it a muscle car. It's not a muscle car if it's not a V8, V12, stuff like that. It's not a muscle car. It's a new thing. It's a whole new thing. And I think some people are... They have a few different names they're coining it for, something like a Charge or something like that. I don't know, whatever. But their approach is very different. It has a unique sound. Supposed to be really fast, different modes. You're supposed to be able to change gear, unlike the Tesla. I think I'm very excited to see what Dodge does in 2023. So
somebody just asked. This is Nozomi X Moto, the Kawasaki EV prototype.
And I'm waiting.
What are your thoughts on what do you think about? Well, I was even thinking about what do you think about electric motorcycles? Because I have my opinions on that. I wonder what you're thinking about that.
So far so good. So my opinion on electric bikes, so far so good. I think the only company that's doing it right, technically it's not even the company, it's like a collab of multiple companies, is Triumph. Triumph is doing something that is reminiscent of a current motorcycle, but very futuristic, low key. So it has all of the, I think it's called the something 1 M1 L1 or something like that. They took the street triple body, the headlight, and then they have the battery pack in it. And I think it looks really cool. Ducati's doing an electric bike. I'm not a big fan of it at all. It's like a super bike, but Ducati's planning to do something very smart. They're gonna be paying for the whole electric racing circuit. So every rider is gonna be riding the Ducati electric bike. So they're gonna have a ton of research and development off all those riders to create something else down the line. So this is a potential for down the line. The problem with all electric motorcycles, in my personal opinion, and I think one of the things that with all of us that ride motorcycles, is the get up and go factor, right? I get up, I go into my garage, grab one of my bikes, go out and ride 100 miles if I want, ride 10 miles if I want, ride 600 miles to the mountains, come back that night and be that. Jump into a gas station and then just fill it up with until the battery system becomes where you could charge your bike in 5 minutes. I don't. To me, it's not worth it. I wouldn't spend $30,000 on a bike that I have to wait 20 minutes for it to charge to 80%. No way.
See, battery technology is going to be exponentially getting better. So that's gonna get better. My reservation is, we're on motorcycles nobody can see. Now all of a sudden they're not going to hear us. I think that's something scary. When you're in a city environment, you don't think that's going to be a problem? It's going to be dead quiet, and I'm like, is that another? Not that anybody hears us anyway. Let's be honest with you.
I'm not really concerned about that. So, for a couple of reasons. So the way things are going, there's a lot of theories and speculation about electric cars and electric bikes. I think they're kind of weird, and I think some of them are very valid conversations. For example, I saw a theory. I was reading a theory online that they're getting everyone to convert to electricity. First of all, cars and motorcycles are not producing that much. They don't have a big carbon footprint enough for us to do that, right? So let's say if we do move away from gas, blah, 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 okay? We're doing EV. And nobody knows how much digging holes on the planet to create electric batteries is going to cause harm down the line. And it's requiring quite a bit of digging, and it's going to be a big problem. And there's still plenty of oil for us to do gas. So we're not fixing a problem. We're going from one problem to another problem. Right? If we really wanted to talk about like environment-wise, they would start with airplane. The carbon footprint for airplanes are crazy. That's really causing a big percentage of the ozone getting damaged and stuff like that. I think this is more something different, because in that same research, they were saying how they had electric cars since the 1940s. If this is something that we're passionate about or ideal, think how far that technology would have been if we were pursuing it from the 40s till 2022, right?
And I agree with that. I think a lot of the appeal for EVs in general is optics. So when you have an electric vehicle, you're responsible. That's it. You're a responsible person. They are kind of cool. The motors are great, instant torque. There's a lot of you can argue for it. But like you said, the infrastructure, I need a way to charge my bike up real quick or my car up real quick.
Yes.
And I need the batteries to last for a long time. So, but it's just interesting how EVs have kind of are slowly transitioning into motorcycles. And I did see that Triumph. I don't know if that's commercially available yet. Is it?
No, it's not. It's a collaboration between like 5 companies. Now, here's the other thing.
It's cool as hell.
It is very cool. I think that one's the most convincing electric motorcycle that from what I'm seeing. Also, I think the entry price point is way too much money. We're talking about $40,000. Nobody's going to buy them. They're too expensive at the moment.
Right.
For another example, Casey Neistat bought a Tesla, right? Before he left New York, blah, blah, it was a big thing, self-driving. They were doing all this stuff, charging. You see, fast forward till today, Casey Neistat is on a Range Rover Defender. He's not on an electric.
Yeah, I saw that. That's interesting, isn't it?
Interesting, isn't it? Right? So, now you would have to, like, on your drive, you have to go to Target and, roam around to Target to let it charge or whatever. But the whole thing is, the other speculation that people are saying is, when we move towards this whole era of EV only, plugging your car, paying for features, someone can also deactivate your car if they like. Let's say if you do have a lease on it.
Pretty crazy.
If you have a loan on your car, you didn't pay it for the month, they will lock your car up. It's not the same thing as a combustion. I think there's so many potential avenue in terms. I'm a little bit of a conspiracy theorist here, guys. To the point where they can lock your car. They could listen, man. You didn't pay your note last month. That's it. They don't need to come tow it. They're gonna lock it and then come get it whenever they want to, whenever they can. The other thing is in terms of functionality of safety of motorcycles and cars, I think motorcycles is going to be safer moving forward because of technology of seeing what's on the road. If your motorcycle is a piece of technology, the car is a piece of technology, they can register each other. You don't have to hear you or anything like that. It'll know which tech is near it and why. So it's smart. It's all smarts and calculation. So I would assume the road would become a lot safer when, let's say, for somebody that's distracted is driving, or where the car is smart enough, it's never driving, never sleeping, never doing anything, you're less likely to have mistakes. So that's just a little small piece of mine here. Not that I'm saying any of the stuff is true or factual.
But it is factual because there is a tremendous amount of control. Let's see, like, Moto Supernova. Half the fun of riding a bike is having that aftermarket exhaust. See, that's that visceral part of motorcycling.
Yes.
It's that vibration of the engine. I think about, like, some guy who's got a big old cruiser and he's sitting there and it's like blah blah blah, it's doing that in light. Me, I don't love that, but unless they have some kind of an electrical motor that's counterbalanced, imagine that they do that to simulate the chop. I mean, you never know. Can you imagine, like, hardcore Harley guys buying not the live wire, but buying something that's going to replace their Fat Boy?
I mean, I think a lot of it, I think it could be really cool. The whole thing, electric bike, could be cool. Again, I think when we're looking at stuff that we're familiar with, that's new and different, it's a marketing thing. I think they got to rebrand it. You know what I mean? It's like cars are becoming known as EVs. Yeah, they're rebranding. Right. Calling a motorcycle because it's a motorcycle. I think if they rebrand it to whatever it is going to be, or whatever, or electric bike or something, it has to be rebranded, because it's the minute you try to start calling it a motorcycle, everyone that loves motorcycles is like, that's not a motorcycle. If you make it its own entity, its own cool aspects, you have a lot of torque, it's great, no clutchless, keyless startup and all that stuff, you can charge it quickly, rebrand it as something else that's gonna let the mind connect it. This is what I think Triumph did really well in terms of that electric Triumph motorcycle. You're not calling it a motorcycle or something like that. Let me see if I could pull that up real quick. You call it T1 something, and if you notice, great marketing, in our minds, we're connecting it to a motorcycle. They're not calling it a motorcycle, but
they're not saying it's a motorcycle. They're
not saying it's a motorcycle. We're kind of connecting the dead space. Like, when you read a comic book, and in between, if anybody like went to art school or whatever, you did design, whatever, the in-between panel doesn't tell you the story, but the brain connects it. And that's exactly what they do, and I think that's super cool. I mean, we'll see how it goes, man. I think it's an interesting thing, but I don't like the fact that someone else would have full power. Let's say if I go and spend $35,000, $40,000, I bought something, someone could decide, I'm just going to turn this off. Yeah. That's wild. Or, hey, if you want to have Bluetooth in it, you have to pay us an additional $1,000. Or because they're starting to do stuff, you're starting to see a lot of stuff like this happening. They're unlocking features, riding modes.
Tesla does that.
So stuff like that, I don't know how great it is. I mean, a Tesla, if you have a Tesla, you're pretty much doing pretty well, right? You talk about, most people are buying the $30,000 version with the non-assist drive or anything like that. The Model 3, that's the entry level. It's like the Ford Escape of the Teslas or whatever. But I'm just saying, like, could you imagine you spend the money and you buy that and somebody could turn it off?
Yeah, no, definitely.
So these are some small speculations.
So. Yeah, but they're valid. Yeah. It's crazy how fast things are changing.
Anna said the Terminator days are coming.
Skynet.
Yeah, man. By the way, guys, if you have any comments you want to drop in the comment section for both either Adam and I, that'd be great at this point. Not going to stay too late on tonight. I know both Adam and I are going to be up early tomorrow for business. So,
yes, sir.
We won't keep it running. We are running for about an hour and 40 minutes, guys. So this is your shot clock for the night. By the way, thank you to everyone that tuned in and came through, be part of the conversation. Always appreciate it. Thank you for hitting the thumbs up. By the way, I noticed everyone did, which is awesome. And yeah, if you're watching this later, if you want to drop comments or you have any questions, you could definitely do that. We will reply to you. Also, Adam's channel will be linked in the description shortly. Yeah, I'm going to give you the floor, Adam, so that way you can kind of promote the channel. And yeah, and then we'll wrap up. What? I love how he's like freeze that.
Like, what am I going to say? Well, it's similar to what I said before. Like I said,
what video?
What's that?
Oh my goodness! Adam want me to play a clip of us messing around. Hold on, let me see if I could pull this up here, man.
Jeez, it's gonna get me in trouble.
Nah, hold on. I did download it on here. See, I knew Anna. Adam, you could talk. I'm just looking for this clip here that, of course.
No, so that's about it. You know,
to do.
I still have all the motorcycle content on the channel, and you know, I'll always be excuse me, kind of a consumer of motorcycle content. But for the time being, I'm going to be doing a lot of videos on my 2004 Cobra or my 99 GT, and shows that I go to, parts that I install. Maybe other people's cars. Who knows? Maybe I'll meet up with Mike and steal one of his Ducatis. You know, just start it up and rev it in the garage, get the old field. But I appreciate if you come through and take a look at some of the new stuff. If you are a subscriber currently, thank you so much for sticking around, and it's good to be back.
Yes,
and I can't wait to see this video that Anna has chosen.
Yeah, let's see.
Could be anything. Could be anything.
Let's see if it's going to play the audio here. If it is not playing, she just won't leave me alone with this video today. Let me see if it'll play.
Is it Eddie MM? What's up, guys? Is it Eddie MM video?
No, it's not any MM video. Hold on one second. Anna. Always got to add a little bit extra to my workflow. Always. All right, let's see.
And you're watching Clutch First.
I don't even think it can play the audio. Wow, that's an old video, man.
Fuck these assholes, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, I remember that guy.
Oh yeah, that's old school right there.
Thanks.
This is Clutch First, putting on grips. He's got 150 zip ties. He has no idea what the hell he's doing. Look at that.
Do you want some new Clutch First tech article?
You guys are being assholes. What's good? Not grips. Not bad. Not grips.
I get no zip ties out.
I get no zip ties. Hey, do you like riding with zip ties? I have no idea what he's doing. Why don't you just put some soap and then it will dry and it will... Oh, shut the fuck up! Everybody has a suggestion, but nobody's doing shit. Fuck!
You're monopolizing it. That's why we
I'm
don't
just
do
waiting for you to
anything.
get it done so you can shut them off. Suspicious.
Oh my god.
You remember you used to use that suspicious guy.
Then he'll put you in like a second. You get that music done, it'll be like... You know, you gotta fuck. And it's gotta be quick. You gotta have this time lag. How much did you oh my god.
It worked though. I put the zip ties in and then slid the grips in and then slid the zip ties out.
I've never seen somebody put... How many zip ties did you have? Like 60?
I think you only need 2.
That was Panda's bike, right?
Yeah.
I know, right?
But we don't have fucking airspray.
Airspray.
Shit.
Airspray.
I'm trying to be helpful, but
Oh, no.
everybody wants to knock me. Mark,
God,
get
that's-
out of your thing. Everybody want to try to embarrass me.
Oh, I'm gonna bring my big air machine.
Uh-oh,
Just
here
like
it
how
comes.
fast it is.
Watch this.
Look how fast Mark is doing it now.
Oh, stop. There's a throttle tube on
Wait,
here.
don't help him now. Let him fucking
There's a throttle tube on here.
Oh, the nonsense.
Hold this side.
No.
Yeah,
All of a sudden, he's getting
Can you
the
just
third hand.
get some WD-40? Oh, excuse me.
Not enough air. They can press.
Give me WD-40. I'm not kidding you. Can I try it my way?
Yeah, but
By the way, show them close first side.
It's been 16 hours. Look at that.
oh look, that's my tube.
Oh, no.
Hey, look at that. Mine's
Can I
already
do it?
on. Oh, you got it. Mine's on already. No problem. Fuck these assholes. You know what I'm saying?
I'll be right back.
How many white guys does it take to do one side? It's a one black guy to do that one side. I'm just saying.
Oh my
You guys
god.
are going hard on me all of a sudden now.
That was
Now
so
it's
funny.
okay.
I'm going to have an apology from you in about a second, Mr. First.
My technique was more like if you're
Mr. First.
Fuck, then you just do this.
My technique.
Oh, the nonsense, the level of
It was
nonsense.
great, dude. This is awesome stuff.
Yeah, they gotta go with.
Oh, thank you, Anna.
No, I didn't say that.
That's fucked up. That's what he's insinuating.
I never said that.
That's what I'm saying.
Meanwhile, you know what? This only proves one thing. Asians are the smartest because he don't have to do a damn thing. That's absolutely.
Oh my god.
Oh my God, that was totally uncut. God, that was years ago.
That was years ago. Good times, man.
Smart mistake. Yeah, I'm done with
You know what?
I did mine in like 2 seconds by myself.
Pete,
I didn't need no.
Congratulations.
I didn't need like 5 guys.
you know that's what made this so funny, though. You know,
Yes. I was like, I gotta
We're gonna give you a
We
golden
all-
dick.
it was.
Wow, I was tight that day over
This
that.
is bad. You.
We need a fucking asshole. Oh, thank you very much.
Bam! I got mine in. Doesn't matter. And this is all greasy. Looks like somebody was masturbating on this bad boy.
Oh my god.
Holy
If you want to put the
cow.
hairspray on it, it'll go on. Right now, it's just gonna keep spinning. But eventually, it'll dry. How many zip ties did we put on?
You guys still busting my
That
chops.
thing went on like.
What the fuck, bro? Did my method work or not?
It worked.
Okay.
It worked.
So why you bashing my balls?
I'm just saying, it was like open a coconut with a bowling ball. It worked.
Oh my god. I can't win with you motherfuckers. Seriously. Mark had to come and get his big ass blower.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
Look at me. I got a Triumph. I got a whole blower in my house. Listen, if you're in the middle of nowhere, you don't have a big ass blow ass dryer because you have your fancy Triumph, right? You go to the poor man's way, go to the
Just hope you have 85 zip ties.
Wow, we spent a lot of time talking shit. Oh my god, this is crazy. Oh my god. Okay, now I see why Anna wanted to play this so badly.
This, you know what? I don't even know when this is from.
That was
Obviously,
hilarious, though.
obviously, we all had dinner afterwards. That was
Yeah,
cool.
we
But you know
all
what?
hung
We
out.
all laughed. You know, if you take all that stuff we said out of context, it sounds like everybody was fighting, but it was just friends having fun, love. Everybody was having fun.
Yeah, good
Putting
times,
on
man.
grips, putting on stupid grips. Where the heck did she find that?
She went through like my video archives to actually find it. Jesus Christ.
Dude, that was so funny. I'm crying. I got tears coming out of my eyes. It was so funny.
What's up, guys? This is Michael V.
They were just zip ties. Yeah, that
Oh
was
my God.
was crazy, dude. That was crazy.
Good times, man. All good.
Definitely.
Anyway, guys, we're gonna wrap it up, man. This is it for the night. Thank you all for tuning in. If you're just tuning in, definitely hit the thumbs up. If you missed the stream,
Absolutely.
watch it over. It was definitely worth it. Lots of great stories about us enjoying motorcycles and stuff. And definitely check out Adam Shannon, the Fobra. Show him some love and support. And very excited to catch you guys next Sunday at 8. Don't miss it. Always appreciate you tuning in.
God.
Peace.
Right. We out?